Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm Ann with Andale Homestead.
Good morning, everyone. It's Casey from Ormsby Farm.
Hey everybody, it's Sandy from Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona.
And I'm Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch. Thank you guys so much for coming in this morning. We've been running behind over here at my house. So I don't know how everybody else's morning has been going, but I will say that I am like 5 steps behind my actual timing. So
you're doing great. You're doing great.
Well, we had a podcast.
And do you want to say hi to some of the people in here? I was about to say, do we want to say hi to some people?
Yes.
People jumping
I would absolutely love to say hello. Hey, Kim, my buddy, Kim Mill. You got that bacon, girl. And then we have 3B Homestead. They're a new friend of ours in our homesteading community, and we're thrilled to have you here. DJ's Adventures and Beyond. How do? So glad to see you. J3GS Farm, the honey slanger. Hey, how you doing, Jags? Well, hey, Nick, AZ Highland Homestead. Oh, I have missed you, and we're so glad that you're here today. Hey, Christy Betts, I appreciate you being here. And Bland's Promised Land Ranch is popping in as well. How about that? Bacon. We all need bacon, Kim. We sure do. We sure do. It's fun to be live.
It is. It's so nice to see everyone's bright and shiny faces.
Yes. Now, I had to fix up a little bit because, when we record these podcasts, y'all, we come in pajamas and our hair's tied up and, got our coffee cup going, and we might not look quite presentable. But today, we all fixed up for you. So, and Sandy, how are you doing today?
I am good. I'm so excited. It was a great morning. An old friend was in town, so I had breakfast with her, and life is good. And I'm excited about the program today.
Me too. Me too, y'all. And so, Casey, you had some trials and tribulations with the animals a little bit this morning.
Oh, my goodness. Let me just say that I came in the morning and I was like, it must be a full moon because I had chicks escape. I had chickens escape. I had a turkey get a head cut in the door. I was chasing pigs and fell into pig poop. But I showered for all of you viewers. So don't you worry. Your retinas will not burn from me being all mucky and homesteady on the camera. What about you, Monica?
Yeah, it's just little things this morning. I laid in bed a little too long. I was dealing with the dogs and doing a couple different things. And I will say that it's been a morning. So I'm here and I have a meeting like right after this. So I just got a message from my friend. She was like, hey girl, I'm on my way. And I was like, I'm busy. I can't.
That's okay. That's all right. Now, just so that everyone knows, sometimes when you come on these lives, you don't know how long you're going to be here to be able to be committed. Sandy and I, and now Monica and Casey, have decided that we're going to be on here about 30 minutes. Sandy and I are pretty famous for our 30-minute lives, and we wanted to share some things with you. Mostly our podcast that we did before. Hey, Not for Nothing Homestead. Hey, Ginger. I'm so glad you're here. And Janet Cruz and Homestead. Hey, baby girl. We did waterglassing eggs, y'all. Now, Sandy is our expert, although she doesn't have any at this particular moment.
Right.
But so how old
She's going to walk us through that. Yeah?
Yes, she's our expert. And I've never even done it before. Hey, Nancy. And so, I mean, Monica, you did duck eggs.
I did.
That's
I did. I have them right here. I'll show you. This is my big container of duck eggs.
Woohoo.
Fabulous. And then they don't look too dirty, but if you look really close, you can see some spots where I just wiped it off gently. So, but these are from March. So I've got a bunch sitting here. And look, you can see how at the bottom that all that stuff kind of sits at the bottom. That's normal.
Okay, good. Because I was curious now. I don't think I can lift it. I'm gonna show it to you. This is my container that I found at the thrift store. And I thought it was perfect, but it does have that little stuff in the bottom and some on the eggs that are in there. That's normal, Sandy?
It is. That's totally okay. You know, even you can see it in all the different jars. If you look, it's a little cloudy, and the more you move the jar, the more it will shake that up a little bit. That is totally normal. Don't even worry about it.
Well, okay, good. How about yours, Casey?
So you know what's funny is right before the live, because I remember when we were shooting the podcast, Sandy was like, just make sure that, you know, it's about 2 inches above the egg, the liquid. So I went and got a tape measure. I was like, oh gosh, if it's not, I don't want to bring it on live. I think we're good. I think we're good.
Yeah, you look great.
On the bottom and
It
now
looks
I want
great.
to say, because we all talked about it before we jumped on the live. I think mine is the newest. Mine is from April. I started. Monica, you said yours it was March.
Yeah, March, the early part of March.
And
I
Ann,
have
when was yours?
December 21st, 2023.
So
Ooh,
chat, y'all are about to get a real good experience for a couple months old and about 6 months old. And
Well,
y'all,
here-
if me and Monica look distracted, I'm just going to put it out there now that we're doing live camera. Monica and myself are kind of like the backstage, like pushing links and stuff through.
Yeah.
So
They
if
do
we
all
look
the work, y'all. They
confused,
do all the work.
we usually are confused. But if we look confused, you know what we're doing.
Yeah, there's a computer on the side right here. Sorry, I know I look really confused, but there is a computer over here off to the side that I'm kind of messing with, and I'm constantly putting links up in everyone's chat. So you're gonna see me posting links to the hay bale. You're gonna see me posting individual links in everyone's chat. And so if you're interested in checking out Sandy and you're over in my chat, then go click on the link when I post it for Sandy up in my chat. And I'm going to post her link in everybody's chat except for hers. And so you're going to see those links pop up. So go check out each other. If you haven't subscribed to one of us, or if you haven't seen our videos, go check out one of our channels because you might like what you see. And if you don't like what you see, that's okay. You don't have to be our friend.
Yes, you do have to be our friend.
Or you can be nice to someone.
Subscribe.
I mean, I'm
Right.
not forcing anybody to be my friend. I can be a little much.
I am.
I can be a little much.
Well, Monica, for
not.
since we're talking about water glassing today, did you want to drop the previous episode link in all of the group chats? Because it really was a great episode, y'all. I know I
Yes,
listened
it
to it on
was.
the way
It
to
was a lot.
work, and
It was a lot of fun. And we are streaming on Round the Hay Bale on YouTube and Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona on YouTube, Bland's Promised Land Ranch on YouTube, and Dale Homestead on YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook. On what is it that we're streaming on Facebook?
it's our beginner's homesteading guide.
Okay.
So if you're not a member of there, one of these years I will create a little promo picture and be able to pop it up. But the
Yes.
Facebook group, we're over 67,000 and climbing. It is a great
Woohoo!
resource for questions and pictures and all that kind of stuff. So go over there and check it out. But shall we start? Who wants to go? Should I go first since mine's the newest?
Oh,
You go
okay.
first, and that way I can make sure that I'm putting stuff up while you're doing it.
Okay,
So.
yeah,
Oh,
Casey,
my
you go
goodness.
first.
Okay.
That'll be good.
So I will say that I like Sandy's instructions. I took it out. I will say there was this film on my hand and the eggs, so I knew that the lime solution was in there. So check for that. And I washed it really good without soap.
Right.
To ask Sandy, and it was just water that I washed it. I can feel it that it's good. It smells normal. It doesn't smell limey because I have washed it. All right, y'all. I'm about to crack it. I don't know if I'll be able to show it. I'll lift it up.
Can you make yourself big?
See.
Because we want to see. I want to see.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. There you go.
Oh, I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous.
Hey,
I don't know why I'm so
Bayou.
nervous, but here we go.
I'm
And
glad you're here.
when you rinse it, you want to check to make sure there's no cracks in there. And so everybody's done that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we did.
No cracks.
Okay, we cracked.
Perfect.
Okay.
Looks
Look
like
at that
an egg.
yolk.
Looks
That
like
yolk
an
is
egg.
standing up
Again,
nice.
Mine is only, what month are we in? So maybe 2 months old. Maybe
This is May.
I think it's old.
Okay.
Smells like an
All
egg.
right.
Love it.
They're a little bit better. Yeah, holding together.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And Castle Hive says, Sandy, I've been looking into growing lion's mane and a few other mushrooms. I have the mycelium coming Monday to start out. Is that how you pronounce that word?
Mycelium.
Okay.
Yeah, lion's mane is one of those mushrooms that is so amazing for your brain.
I'm growing it. Oh gosh, I wish I had it in here. I need it badly. I have a little mushroom kit that I was growing lion's mane, and it is amazing. We did it with the children, with the grandchildren, and they're kind of keeping an eye on it too. But
Awesome.
so, I mean, we're going to turn the page just for a second, and then we'll get to you, Monica, on your
Yep,
egg.
I'll be ready
But
in a second.
on the lion's mane, I dehydrated it. I cut it, dehydrated it, and then ground it up. And now what?
Well, usually with my ground lion's mane, I put it in capsules and I just swallow it that way because it's easy. You can mix it with your tea or your coffee.
Okay.
You could put it with something you were eating just so that you get it every single day.
Awesome. Well, I'm drinking mushroom coffee right now. Why couldn't I add it to that? That would be great. And Nikki was in here from the Everyday Life of an OCDist Chick, and I'm using her coffee cup today. So that was kind of, I appreciate you being in here, Nikki. All right. So, Monica, are you ready to show your duck egg?
Ready for me? Okay. So I'm not gonna be deceptive here, and I'm gonna tell you I did not wash this off. My son did it, but he's a very capable 12-year-old who knows how to deal with eggs. So he did just rinse it. I told him I rinse it. So it's a nice clean egg. This is from the very beginning of March. So let me show you without looking at all my groceries on my bed here. So let me show you. Look at my incubator full of eggs over there. All right. So we're gonna
look at that incubator.
we're gonna do this. Okay, ready?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to do that. I hope I don't spill it all over myself.
Oh, that's what I was scared about.
That's
There you
awesome.
go.
Awesome.
Nice firm yolk.
Oh, yes.
And you can even see I'm gross, so I'll pick it up and show you. But look,
Yeah.
look at that.
Fabulous.
Nice
Fabulous.
thick yolk. It's beautiful and it's nice and viscous. So yeah,
What does
that's
this
gonna make
mean?
like it's thick. It's got
Oh.
that nice,
Yeah.
that thickness to it. So it's
Okay.
not super runny and kind of icky. And when you crack an egg open and sometimes it's real warm and it's been sitting there for maybe 2 months on your counter. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had eggs sitting on my counter as long as Casey's have been in his water glass. So
Good morning, Ann Francisco. I'm glad
No,
you're here, honey.
I actually have ones on my counter that are about as old as my water glass ones too. So
I mean, it happens. Such is life. But I will say that water glassing will keep them longer term. And I think that if you've never water glassed eggs, you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you see Miss Ann's, because I imagine hers are going to look just as pretty as ours. Now I broke mine open, obviously, but you can even see it was no cloudiness inside. As they get a little older, and Sandy, I don't know if you've had this, but sometimes they do get a little cloudy.
Yeah.
But as long as it smells good, I mean, mine smells like an egg. It smells like a duck egg. Duck eggs smell like I put it to my nose.
Yeah.
Duck eggs smell like they smell a little fishy sometimes. Duck eggs smell a little fishy.
Oh.
It doesn't smell fishy this time, but I smell fishiness when I smell duck eggs almost every time. So some of my kids pick up on it. Some of them don't care. They don't smell it. But for me, I'm pretty sensitive to that. And I smell it when I crack it most of the time. This one has, just a normal smell of a duck egg for me. So
Cool.
smells great.
Okay, so
woo. 2 for 3.
So what I
Yep, there you
understand,
go.
the process of this to begin with,
Mhm.
I put my eggs in first, but I understand that you're supposed to put them pointy side down,
Yes.
and then it's 1 quart of water for 1 ounce of lime. Isn't that correct?
Yep.
And I got out my little scales, my little weight scales, and
Mhm.
it ended up that those little measuring cups you get with Tylenol or NyQuil or something like
Yep.
that.
Mhm.
It was just about one little cup of that, like a NyQuil or Tylenol kind of cup size. So I
Mhm.
was able to measure that. But I
Mhm.
had seen someone once put their water all the way in, fill up their jug, and then they put the eggs in and it dumped all over their counter. So
Yeah,
I
don't do
put
that.
my eggs in and then I kept adding 1 quart and 1 ounce at a time. And 1 quart and 1 ounce. It's each time.
Right.
Do duck eggs, this is from my wild home, Melody. Pardon my ignorance. Do people use duck eggs like they would use regular eggs for cooking and stuff?
Yeah.
Monica?
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. We use ours for everything. We use duck eggs. And the reason why we started using duck eggs in the very beginning was because Eric had developed, and late in life at 35 years old, developed an egg allergy. Well, it was like 32, he developed the egg allergy. He started noticing that his throat was getting itchy and swollen. He was starting to feel adverse effects whenever he ate chicken eggs. And so after a couple months, we realized there's something going on. So we stopped eating chicken eggs and we just went egg free. Everything was egg free. I could even have a chicken egg cookie sit with an egg free cookie. If they touched, he almost immediately would start like, Monica, did you have? And I'm like, wow, that's weird. That's crazy. So when
Oh,
we got here
no.
to Texas, I found somebody that had duck eggs. And she said to me, did you know that some people, I'm not a doctor, some people who have an allergy to chicken eggs are able to eat duck eggs? And I was like, I don't know. And my husband was like, girl, you better go get it. So he's the guy that grew up on eggs. Like he ate egg salad sandwiches like
That's
all the time.
crazy.
That was his thing growing up. So he missed eggs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so, needless to say, we bought some duck eggs from a friend. We became friends. We bought a dozen duck eggs. He had his first duck egg, fried egg, in over 3.5 years, sitting right at our table in here in Texas. And I'm gonna tell you what, it was like it changed his world. He was so
Oh
excited.
my
Well,
gosh.
after that, I was like, well, I gotta get ducks. And so now I
Yeah.
have plenty of ducks. I won't say how many because I don't know how many actually, but we have lots of ducks.
So
So we have
Okay,
lots.
you use it now for like all of your baking and everything for
I use it
everybody,
for
right?
everything. I use it for everybody. Now, some of my kids, like myself, are a little partial to chicken eggs. And so when I do a fried egg, I like a fried chicken egg. I find that because the duck yolk is very thick, it's very rich yolk. I don't like a lot of yolk. I like a little thin, runny yolk. And even when we cook a duck egg, like over easy, the duck egg yolk is very thick. So if you like
Okay.
a good yolk that's like a dippable yolk, that's your duck eggs.
Awesome.
My chicken eggs are a little more, thin, and I like a little,
Yeah.
I just
Just
like the
a
more
little
runny.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it runny. So yeah,
So,
that's it.
Sandy, there's a question in here that is asking from 3B Homestead, how long is water glassing the eggs good for? How shelf stable are they?
Easily 12 months. But I know a lot of people that will have them 18 months or longer and they are still fine. And
Wow.
one of the great things about water glassing, like Monica's ducks only lay for a certain time during the year. If she doesn't water glass, she won't have those eggs all year round.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
And
right.
so it works perfect.
And
Yeah.
so, and not for nothing, Homestead Ginger, which I appreciate your offer, Ginger, and I'm going to talk to you about this later on after the
Yeah.
broadcast. But she said, do ducks get into your garden? Do they get into your garden?
I let them in my garden because they don't eat a lot of the things that the chickens would. I mean, the
Really?
chickens are usually pretty decent anyway. If I see them in the garden, I pretend to run them out like I'm angry and I'm like, get out of here. You don't belong in here. And then I feel like they kind of run out for a second and then they go back in later. But I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with them eating any of my big plants or anything. Usually, once my plants are established, I'm okay with the ducks coming in, especially the Muscovies. We have Muscovy ducks sometimes, and they work great. to come in the garden and eat the bugs that I don't want there. So isn't
Yeah,
there a
no.
conversion chart for the number of duck eggs to replace chicken eggs in baking? There may be. I'm sure there is a chart somewhere.
There are charts online.
Yeah, they are charts. I just know that they're a little bigger. And what I'd like to do is kind of eyeball it. If I normally would use 3 eggs for a cake recipe, I use 2 duck eggs and call it even. And it usually is.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
I
cool.
try not to overthink things here.
Yeah.
Are they the
Well,
same
as far
size
as
as
the
like
ducks in
turkey
your
egg?
garden.
They're about the same
Are they-
size as a turkey egg. Yeah.
Turkey egg.
Okay. Okay.
That's
All
interesting.
right. Because I mean, our wild goslings that we have Canada geese in our backyard, which
Those are
we
some big eggs.
really enjoy the seeing them. They have not laid in our yard, but we do. They came in twice, 2 years in a row, ate my whole daggone everything I had in my garden. So that's why I have a fence around and party favors all over the place to try to keep them out. But that's okay,
Yeah.
Teresa. So glad you're here, Teresa Jukowitz. And Not for Nothing Homestead said, "What's the best kind of duck to get? I'm now considering ducks. Ginger, you would be great with ducks."
I think it just depends on what you like to see too. I mean, I love Indian runners. They're very prolific. They lay a lot during the year. I love them because they stand upright and they run everywhere. They're kind of spazzy though. So if you want to be able to like cuddle your ducks, Indian runners are probably not going to be the cuddlers. But I will say that I love watching the Indian runners run around because they're kind of crazy looking because they stand really tall. They're not like little waddlers like normal ducks. They kind of stand up and they run around. They've kind of got my ADHD personality, I think, where they're just like zoom, zoom, zoom. But I think it just depends on what you want the ducks for. If you want to watch them because they look pretty, or if you want the most eggs, then you want to go with something that's going to lay, as much as possible, or how big you want the eggs, or just, it depends on what you really want them for. But I can always chat with you about that another time if you want. But I love my ducks. I have a whole bunch of them. I have blue Swedish, I have pekin, I have white star, I have Indian runners, I have Muscovies, I have a bunch. So we have a good time. We love our ducks.
Awesome.
It's that duck bath.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we
a
have
lot
the
of-
perfect property to be able to have ducks. It's just because we have a creek in the backyard. So, it would be an ideal property for them. It's just, I keep hearing about how dirty they are. And I just,
That's what I hear too. Even though I'm still like, oh, I think I want ducks. I think I want
yeah,
ducks.
I'm not sure Worth might shoot me. Okay, we're
Not
getting ready. We've been on here 23 minutes. Let's see about Anne's egg from December.
Let's do this. You can do this, Miss Ann.
Okay, so y'all, this is my sweet little Thelma's egg. And again, 1 quart of water for 1 ounce of lime. Is food grade lime though, right, Sandy? It's
Yes,
not
a pickling lime. Don't go to the hardware store and get that kind of lime. You want to go to and get it at a grocery store or online, but regular pickling lime.
pickling lime. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I hope I can do it without getting it all over my keyboard. Let's see. Because, I am known to drop things. Oh,
Ooh, perfect.
looky there. Yay. It smells fine. It smells perfectly fine. Now, what I understood, I didn't put my hand in the jar because people told me that it's slimy when you reach in there, and I didn't want to get slimy. But I'm getting ready to pick up this egg, which is like super slimy. So, Monica, thanks a lot for, setting the bar for us. Where I have to pick my egg up. But anyway, it's looky there.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is a 6-month-old egg.
Yeah. Well, December 13th, and this is May. So, yeah,
May 17th. Yeah.
it's
6 months, guys.
Wow.
I did this. Let me share why I did this. I was panicked. And we had, as most of you already know, we had some neighborhood dogs that came in, broke in our chicken coop and killed several of our baby girls. But we had 5 left and they were injured. And so, although it was not cold enough here that my chickens stopped laying, they were traumatized.
Right.
So they stopped laying. And I had several dozen eggs on the counter. And I thought, oh my gosh, it could be months before I have any more fresh eggs. I better preserve these things. And Monica had just happened to do a video. And so I went to watch it and got it done. And this is rocking, y'all. I can have myself a fried egg after we get off of here. It's gonna be wonderful. Or boiled. You can boil them, fry with them, bake with them. Is that right?
Yes. Bake it, throw them in your cake mix.
Yeah,
You know?
I was gonna go bake cupcakes this morning.
Yeah.
This afternoon.
Yeah.
It's always time for cupcakes.
Always
Ain't
time for
that the truth?
cupcakes. So I'm excited about that. It's 6 months now. I mean, I guess I better start using some. I have a question though. There's something I don't know. I have heard of so many people that have well, not so many, several have their eggs like this, but then they continue to add to them. Don't you need a different jar?
Well, that's one of the reasons to use half-gallon jars or just gallon jars, so that you may only have 5 eggs to start with. But once you get about that 3-month period, I wouldn't add any more. Because
Okay.
otherwise they're going to get too old down farther, because you're going to use those ones on top first anyway. Just start another jar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because I was concerned about that. I thought, I don't want a whole bunch of different dates in that thing.
Yeah, I will say that I did do it because, when I started this, I only had 5 chickens that were laying. So I did 5 a day, I think for about a week and a half, like maybe 10 days until I got where I am right here. But I did add them in. I did add them in each day, same the way that I did the first day, second day, third day. So
Awesome.
that's how I
Hey,
got there.
hiking with Jackie Boy and the official Ann Lynn show. We're so glad. And Christy Betts says, oh, yeah, if I have a chicken killed, the others stop laying and make a sound. They're almost crying. It was so sad, y'all. It was so sad.
Why,
Yeah,
huh?
it's hard.
It was
Do remember, if you're adding eggs into it, that you're still going to add more of the solution if you need to, because you want to keep that 2 inches above. So just make sure that I'm going to have to add some more solution to there, the water.
okay. You've got 2 inches there.
No, I made sure to measure.
And I mean, we're supposed to put pointy side down, but they're all in the water. And
If you start jostling the jar around, they're going to move. Like when you carried them from your pantry, they are going to move. But when you first start, just put that pointy side down as you go. And then I always tried to carefully put it in the pantry, and then I would take them out as I needed them.
Okay. Cool beans, y'all.
Y'all are so
So,
much
well-
more. You're more organized than I am. I'm like looking at my eggs. I'm like, they're all sideways.
So am I. I did kind of glance right when she was saying that. I'm like, okay, let me just say, not gonna pick mine up. Huh?
I'm like,
I
there's
mean, they're
maybe
every which way, but
I'm like, there's maybe an inch of water there at the top.
I didn't know.
Just make sure they're
Monica's the
covered.
rebel of our group. Huh?
They're covered. They're covered. But I did do duck eggs, which is like probably the biggest no-no in the book of water glassing it. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, there's some dirt on them. It's fine. I'm like, you're good. Go in. I'm like, you're brand new. Okay. There's nothing wrong with you. Wiping it off on my shirt and putting it in there. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Well,
Look,
they say
you have
make
8
sure you're using
kids.
brand new eggs. So I'm good.
You have 8 kids. You're lucky to tie your shoes in the morning. So,
True story. Yeah. Her football team, huh? I think she wears loafers though.
she wears those slides and then gets
I
her
wear
toes.
slip-on shoes. I wear slip-on. I know I don't wear regular slides. Those stupid slides got me in trouble last week.
Got a little bee sting on there taking care of business.
Gosh.
Okay, when you water glass eggs, do they need to be refrigerated?
No, just put them in your pantry. You do want it to be under 65 degrees. So probably the lowest part of your pantry is the coolest part of your pantry. But they can be 35 to 45 degrees too. So if you have a root cellar, you could set them in there. You have a basement corner, you could set them there. Just under 65 degrees though.
Yeah.
I have to say, Sandy, that I did get a thermometer after we recorded that, just to put in my pantry, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm at like 70. So I'm trying to think of ways. I am going to try using that insulation you said to put them down on the bottom.
Mhm.
But it is about, my house is hot, period, all the time. Me and Monica joked because when I moved here, she said, we keep our house to 80. People got to bring tank top and shorts. And that's how it is here too. It's 80 degrees, bring a tank top and bring us some shorts because I ain't turning it down.
Yes, 80 degrees is life because otherwise your bill is going to be 800 degrees. I mean, $800.
No.
It's either $800 bill or 80 degrees. You rock on 80 degrees is what you do.
Well, in my older days, we stay rather cool in the land of plenty. I got a little bitty house though, so it's only 1,200 square feet, so it's not too hard to cool. Well, everyone, thank you so much. Oh, Castle Hives literally made my day. That's so cool. Thank you. And two doves, bees, and gardens. So glad you're here.
Yes.
But we're just about at our 30-minute mark, y'all. This has been so fun.
I know it has been fun to have cameras on, and I hope that everyone tunes back in next Friday because our episode coming up, we're still talking about eggs. We're still egging the conversation. I was trying to think of a good pun, but I lost it. on that
Egging
one.
the conversation on.
Yeah.
There you go. We're still egging it on.
We're talking about incubating eggs. It is another great episode. We're so excited. And
Yeah.
Monica's going to drop down the Round the Hay Bale YouTube link in all of the chats right now because we have a surprise. So once we hit 500 subscribers, we're doing a really exciting giveaway. I'm not going to talk about what we're giving away. We've been talking with some companies. So be sure that if you're not following Round the Hay Bale, go ahead and click that link in whoever's chat you are in.
Yeah.
Because it also will notify you when
Done.
our podcasts come out. I will say that we've had some technical difficulties on getting our podcast to YouTube. It's coming, everyone. Thanks for patience. But until then, you can listen to it on Apple Podcasts. You can listen to it on Spotify. Where did y'all listen to it to? I was Apple Podcast.
I did both.
Oh, good. I was on Spotify. Yeah.
Spotify. So
Now, Lynette has one more question. I'm sorry to interrupt. She
no, it's
said,
all right.
Does duck eggs have a different flavor? Because she doesn't really like duck meat.
I don't think they have a different flavor. I think everything tastes a little different depending. I think sometimes your chicken eggs can taste different from season to season too. But I think they have a little bit of a different flavor when you're cooking them as like a scramble or whatever. It depends. It just depends on how you like your eggs. But if you're putting them in things, if you're cooking them in things, there's no difference. None at all. My kids, if they want an over easy egg, they're like, Mom, give me a chicken egg. Or Mom, give me a duck egg. I have some kids that prefer the duck eggs because they like a bigger yolk. But it's not about the flavor as much. It's more of the texture and the thickness and how big it is. But they do have a little bit of a different flavor, but not like you're thinking. Not like duck meat to chicken meat. It's not like that difference. It's mild.
Great. It's so interesting.
Thank
you all so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And
super
we will see everyone on the next episode. Bye y'all.
Everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yes.
Are you enjoying the Hay Bale topics? To learn more, click on the Linktree link to get all of our product recommendations, along with discount codes and more.
Hey, Monica, did you know it's now even easier to listen to Round the Hay Bale podcast?
What? Really? How easy?
That's right. All you have to do is say, Alexa, play Round the Hay Bale podcast.
Playing Round the Hay Bale podcast on Apple Music.
Ooh, we're really fancy now.
Tune in to Round the Hay Bale every Monday at 9 a.m. Central Time.